we can log in as me, and you'll see a little bit more robust of the actual VIA platform. And then I've also got it set up. We'll do intake and police on 2 separate sessions, so we can see, both sides how that works. But if you were just a typical VIA customer, not you guys, just everybody else, when you log in, this shows a bunch of channels that we internally use. Your most recent channels will be the first 5 that you see, same as what you used to in the original, the VIA that we're using, here and now. You see your 5. If you press this all channels button, it takes you to your full list, which is a little bit nicer than what we have right now, because right now you just press next, 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 and scroll through 5 at a time. There's really no good way to do this, so this is here. These contacts is a work in progress. We have not yet gotten to the point where you can add a ton of outside users. That's who this is, a single outside user. But everyone here is everyone else that I work with. So this is all people inside our VIA3 organization. This does bring up a good point to stop and ask. When you guys get into the new UI, when VDJJ starts using this,
I'll see y'all later.
Would you like automatically for every VDJJ user to see listed here every other VDJJ user? Is that beneficial or not? Because that is an optional feature.
Say that again, Jeff.
Right here, automatically, this is every other person within my organization. So these are my colleagues here at VIA3, and a few, obviously, test accounts that we just randomly created, but we created them as if they are VIA3 employees. My question to you is, would you like for every VDJJ user, every user in your organization, to automatically, when they log in, see every other VDJJ user? Is that a beneficial feature to you guys?
I guess
Well,
only if they logged into the system.
Yeah, well, so it'll also show right here, these people are logged in but idle, these people are logged in but active, and all these gray dots are not currently logged in. Is that the kind of stuff you guys would benefit from your entire organization seeing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because right now I can't show who's logged on, if I want to do, all of them shaded ones are up at the top.
Okay.
So yeah, that would be more helpful.
Perfect. All right, so given that this is useful, this list is currently sorted by activity. So you can see that our active users are at top, followed by idle, followed by offline. I can click this sort button here, and it will sort my entire list by favorites. So the 4 people that I have starred jumped to the top. If I'm also interested in Alex, and I can click on him, and now he jumped to the top. So sort by favorites just puts your favorites at the top. Very useful in an organization as large as your own. And I can sort by alphabetically. So here's literally just everybody alphabetically. And you can see now that the favorites are kind of scattered and that the activity is kind of scattered. Because this particular contact is not a member of the VIA organization, she's a personal contact. If I click this button, it launches an email, and I could just email her from outside of the platform, because what else can I do? She's not a VIA member. Everyone else here is a VIA member, so if I click on this button, it will automatically launch the direct messaging with that person. We'll get back to direct messaging in a second. You might be wondering, why do I have someone here who isn't a member? This is actually my mother. Why is she here if she's not a member of the VIA organization? What can I do with her? I can send her a registration link, which then makes her a member, assuming that she responds to that. I can also create a new meeting, and I can add her to the meeting, which sends her an email. So it's going to become a more robust feature when all of your personal contacts and your local colleagues are both here, because it'll just make scheduling meetings with people outside of your organization, a little bit easier. So that's, and how did she get here? I clicked on create new contact. So if I click create new, I can create a custom contact, fill out all this information, and it goes on my list. I don't have to do that if I don't want to do that. If I never click create new contact, this list will manage itself automatically anyway with just everybody in my tenant, my organization. So if someone new joins VDJJ and either one of you go into the admin panel as you're used to, you create new user, you punch in their name, their password, you tell them, hey, you have an account, the process you're already used to. An extra step occurs in the background now. That new user got added to everybody else's user list so they can all see everyone here. So that's how that works. Over here on alerts, I don't have any right now. It's kind of unfortunate. I just cleared my list of alerts. Force of habit. I shouldn't have done that because I had a demo today. But if someone had sent me a DM while I was offline, if a file had been uploaded, if a meeting had been scheduled, if anything had happened that's relevant to me while I wasn't online, it would all be listed over here.
Hey, Jeff, if I could, maybe we could do this. If you minimize this window, and I know I'm kind of taking you to the next step, but just sign in as one of these, maybe the intake one. And I think they have some notifications that we can just show real quick and what they look like. They're, okay, maybe not that one.
Intake doesn't. Police might.
Police. I think so. One of them did. When I was checking earlier. There
you go. Yes. So, awesome. We created this user. This user is named VDJJ Police. And very creative name we gave them. And obviously, it's a police officer. So then inside the test VDJJ environment, we created Billy Jeans, Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, Carol Carl. And as we created these contacts, because I'm a user in this tenant, they were added to my list. And I got these alerts over here that said, you know, these people have joined your organization. So that's an example of something that could happen over here.
So anytime there's a new fax or if there's a new message, something that's happened related to you, you're going to see that alert. And these alerts are specific to a person of something happening in the organization.
Right. So like if a fax came into the organization but not to me, I wouldn't get it. But if like one of you just shared, if Tyrone was, you know how to do the faxes, you click on share, you select VDJJ Police because that's who I am. Then the next time I log in, I'll get a little alert over here that says, a new fax has been shared with you.
And it'll take you to
the email I get. I also get it over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you clicked on it, it'll take you to the faxes. So you'll see those alerts. And Jeff, you want to show the options for alerts because we've also added the type.
Especially because I just said in addition to the email I received. So when I receive a new fax, I also get an email about it. If I don't want an email about it, I can turn that on or off. We don't currently send SMSs, but we could send an SMS that just says, hey, you have a fax, like go log in to look at it. So pretty much so when the VIA3 is selected, that means you're going to get the alert here, within VIA3, it's going to appear on the alert panel. But if you also want an email for certain things, then you can get an email for certain things. And if you also want an SMS for certain things, like this is all individually selectable. So each user can set their own level of, how much do they want to hear.
Mm-hmm. And Jeff, does it show under recent channels, would it show the video intake app?
No, glad you asked. Where is the video intake app? The video intake app is not recent channel anymore. It is over here on the left side. It is this little police icon. Notice when I am logged in as myself, this is me. I am Jeff Jamison. I don't have a police intake app because inside organization VIA3, my colleagues, we don't use intake app. But if you are a member of VDJJ or any organization that does have intake app, it appears over here. Same with faxes. Faxes is a thing that you guys have, but maybe not everyone will. So you guys have faxes, so it goes here. You guys have intake, so it goes here.
And I think for an honorable mention, those icons on the left. No matter what page you're on, you can click on it. So here's your dashboard. I'll take the one on the right, for example. This is your dashboard, and if you want to quickly look at what fax just came in, if you click on fax, you get a brief snippet of faxes here. Even you can even switch between sent and received.
Like, say you're in the middle of files and you're like, I don't know, doing file things. Yeah, you could pop out faxes. Or you're in the middle of an intake session. And for whatever reason, you want to just take a quick look at your faxes. You could take a quick look at your faxes. This button right here will expand out. Now I've left the intake app. Now I'm like full on, I'm faxing.
Will the faxes go to everyone in the, like, so our employees have their own account for video intake. Will those faxes go to all of those 9 employees?
It still does, yeah. So the fax still depends on who you want to give access to. So, you know, when you first look at it and you have owners, that still doesn't change. So you still decide who can see those faxes when they come in.
Okay, just one.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
So it's exactly
it'll
this.
Still be that.
Yeah, so here's, we switch back to me. This is, I'm Jeff now. Interestingly, Jeff has access to faxes and our VDJJ intake and police don't. So here's my faxes. I can open up Virginia fax. And again, this is just in the quick little, you know, preview mode. This button here takes me to full screen. So now I'm like fully in faxes. If I click on my owners, I can see this should be exactly what you guys are used to. Here's a list of owners. If I don't want Cody to be receiving faxes anymore, I just click that. Michael Cody has been removed as an owner.
So
and now he's not getting faxes.
Yeah, so Amanda, what they'll do is the organization users that sign in, if they're not given ownership, they won't see any faxes at all. They may see the icon. If they click on it, it just says you're unauthorized. You can't see it, but that's it. So they don't have any access except for these 7, 8, or 9, whomever you have.
Okay.
So that's separate.
And if I delete someone, say accidentally, I can re-add them, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, easily.
So down here at add owner, like I just did delete Cody, and maybe I shouldn't have done that. Let's just take Cody, click on plus.
And
Michael
that's
Cody's
instant.
added as an owner, and now he can once again access this folder. If I go into this folder, it looks a little tiny bit different from you're used to, but not significantly. We've got all your received faxes here, which is what you've been used to for some time. Sent faxes, this is a relatively new feature. How have you been enjoying that, by the way?
That's good.
Awesome. When I click between send and received, notice it's changing the color up here. When I go into sent, oh, hey, this is super brand new. Craig, you've never even seen this.
Okay.
Delivery status failed, and failed is red because you can hover over failed and it tells you why it failed, and it says no remote fax device. So it may have failed because this right here is not a fax machine. This is actually Adrian's cell phone. So of course it failed, but it told you why it failed.
Right. That was something I was talking to Amanda about, that because that moment that she wasn't able to access the sent side, I was taking a look on the back end and it was telling me what the reasons were. And then I was like, well, does it display the reasons or not? And now, yeah. So,
so now it displays it in 2 places. One of them is right here. It says no remote fax device. It may here say busy signal. It may here say, I don't know, whatever it is that went wrong. That same error message will also be displayed underneath the I. So no remote fax device is the status on this one. The one right above it, worked. So that status is sent. Oh, I said 2 places. Technically 3. So one is here at the hover, one is here at the I, and technically I can access that same I from my little slide out.
Yeah.
I don't know how often, I don't know how much work will be done from within the slide out, but you can show your sent faxes and you can find your failure. I don't know, again, how much work you would do without just clicking full screen. Obviously, it's a more desirable experience in full screen. But if you want to, while you're in the middle of something else, pop out a little side slider, you can. We're just trying to make it a little bit easier to do everything that you're able to do, but do it all without leaving a meeting.
I like being able to pull the faxes from the side, especially if you're waiting for it. You don't have to go all the way in. You can look on the side and see if anything came in new. So that's awesome.
Nice. All right, so, and then files is basically the same as faxes. You've got your little pop out. You've got your little, you can do everything. This is everything that you should already be used to. It just looks, the new way. Channel manager, when I clicked on the channel, it popped out. These are just my most recent 5. But if I want to see everything, again, that little expand button takes you to everything. My DMs, same as always. So these are just a direct message.
Yeah, so they look cleaner, like almost like on a mobile view when you have like your chat messages from your mobile phone. That we wanted to try to incorporate that, so they're nice bubble windows and colorized between you and somebody else. You can see there's options down below. We're gonna have I think it's missing, but it's like the shared file.
Shared file's coming, yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be nice. And plus, when a new message comes in, you get a notification, and then also that turns, at
you would get a little dot down here. Even if this wasn't out, you'd get a little dot that said you have a new message. And when you open it, it would show, which one of these people has the new message. I can see that Cody and Adrian are both online right now from these little green dots.
So the other thing too is if you want to create a new direct message with somebody, you wouldn't do it from contacts. You're going to do it from that plus sign at the top, and that'll let you.
You can do it from either.
If they're in your list already, yes, you're right. The message icon that's next to them, yes. But if you wanted to from here, put that plus sign, find somebody, as a recipient, and then that'll create a direct message. Yeah. And if I believe the group messaging, like multiple messages, you just search for more people. But once that's sent, they're on your direct messages. If you didn't want to see them on your messages anymore, like go back again just once, just click on the right side of them where it's a little archive, and they'll hide. You still have the messages between them. It's just going to hide them from your list, so it doesn't clutter your list.
Right. Like, for example, I could...
Yeah, you can hide me. That's fine.
I mean, who the hell is this Craig guy? I haven't spoken to him in 4 months.
Yeah, so you can get rid of me, but I'm still there. So if he searched for his direct messages at the top and looks for Craig, well, either creating a new one or searching, he can find me again.
And there's our conversation from 4 months ago.
And Jeff, how many people can be like in what we're in? Is what 5 of us on the meeting? How many people can be in on the video?
That's a good question.
It was tested up to 50, and I think it can go even more than 50.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. I've been in meetings with 12, and it's been great. I don't know that I've seen a meeting with 50, but it doesn't surprise me.
Is that on the app too? Because I know right now the app is only 1-to-1.
Yeah,
I think we do
that would still only be 1-to-1.
The intake app is 1-to-1. We want to improve that so you can drop more people into the intake app. Now that we have the different video tool other than the point-to-point, that wasn't switched yet, but that is something we can improve upon on the next version.
So when you clicked on that police officer icon, that changed the color to blue,
right?
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, when you're home, it's blue. When you're in your files, it's blue. When you're in your faxes, it's blue. When you're on your full channel list, it's blue. And then intake doesn't have a slide out. Intake just immediately goes to full, and it's blue.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
if you want to, go ahead and show that.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm very proud of that police icon. I love it. I think he's adorable. I hope you guys also like it.
That looks great. Can you, the UI, is that different colors as well, or is it going to be?
Oh yeah, glad you asked that.
Light gray.
So this is the light mode that I have started to develop as my personal favorite. So what I did is I clicked on my profile picture down here. You can go to Theme Manager, choose Dark Mode. this, for those of you on the call who recognize the name, dark mode is what Star Baby gave us. It is new, nice, fresh, modern, etc. It looks good. We also have, if you're into this kind of thing, reader mode. This was inspired by Amazon Kindle and also by Microsoft. Both of them considered this pale yellow to be easier on the eyes for old people. I don't know who would be interested. I do kind of like it. I think it's it has its time and its place. And then last but not least is light mode. Again, it's kind of the most boring, but it is kind of my favorite. I really like it.
I kind of like the yellow.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah,
I like the yellow.
Yep.
It's more easy on the eyes without too much white.
Right?
Coming back at me.
Right. And everybody can choose their own too. So when you set it, it remembers it for the next time.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do more colors added, or is just those three?
I think we're gonna stick with those three.
Yeah. If you guys think of other colors, let us know. Like whichever other ones you want us to consider. Maybe we can do some grays or something like that. But to start, it's the three.
All right. So once your staff gets to this screen, nothing should change. So what I'm happy with, and hope that you're happy with, is that the only amount of new training you absolutely have to give your employees is log in and click on the police. And then everything should instantly be familiar. We've made no changes inside here in terms of functionality. Cosmetically, it looks a little bit nicer, but it works exactly the same. So log in, click police, you're good to go. Like this, you should know this. Any of the other icons, changed a little bit and there might be some training, but this is kind of the most important thing, right? So we want to just keep this exactly the way it's always been, right?
And with the faxes, is there a certain time where we should delete those old faxes, like over 30 days old, to send or receive faxes? Or
that's actually entirely up to you. We are not limiting your storage. So if you never delete, you'll just have them forever. If that's kind of annoying, we could probably put in an auto delete after 30 days if you'd like.
Yeah, we have no use for them after 30 days, in the list. I don't want the list to be so crowded.
Perfect. I love it. Let's put
clouded
that in
where
auto
people are,
delete
searching.
and I'll make it customizable. It won't be auto delete after 30. It'll be auto delete after X days. We'll set X to 30, but if you ever want to adjust that, you can.
And one other thing is to make the faxes receive and sent come in the most recent date. So it's not you have January 1st at the top or...
Oh, that has been fixed already.
Okay, good.
Hang on, let's fire up me and go to faxes. So received. Never mind. That's 113. That's also 113. This is sorted correct. Most recent at top.
Yeah.
So this...
So that one just
should have been most recent at top, but I guess it's sorted on shared.
Yeah. Just have them switch that to last modified.
Yeah. All right, let me make a note.
Yep.
Thank you. Make sure sort works on page. All right, cool. Thank you for bringing that up. All right, so here, again, on this side, I'm the intake officer, so I'm just like hanging out, I'm waiting. I could go to group chat if I wanted to talk with my other, group, but there's no one here right now, so whatever. Over here, police officer side, let's log in as a police officer. Little OG Law and Order reference there. So I see the instruction list. I think you guys have already customized this. So whatever it is you've customized this to is what would display here. But we still have, the default that was written like years ago. I can switch to go into messaging. I can switch to go back to instructions. Again, this is probably what you've always seen. It's just slightly different colors now. Over here on the intake side, I see Lenny Briscoe is available. So I can click on Lenny. And I can say, hi, Lenny. and that appears over here. And I could be like, hi, whatever, and that appears over here. The reason I'm populating that chat is because I want to now end this session and show you, would you like to end the session and delete all chat history and shared files? Oh, we didn't share any files, but trust me, if I had shared files, they would also have just been deleted.
Okay.
So the next time I join as Lenny Briscoe, again, this chat is empty. If I select
Yay.
this chat is empty.
Oh, even
That's
better.
awesome.
Yeah. We're
There's
all thinking,
another thing that I think you're going to like. I believe you just asked for this super recently. So I do video call. I've got my camera and mic currently muted because I'm here in this other window, so I don't want to be in this window too. It'll make my computer cry. And you cry because there'll be a terrible echo. All right, so we're in the call right now. Down here is my camera and mic mute buttons. Here's my camera and mic mute buttons. We're in the call, we're talking, whatever. I hang up. Instantly, I'm asked, would you like to end the session and delete all chat history and shared files, which maybe I do want to do right now. So if I do that, the session is ending. It's going to kick this guy out, but it's also going to remove him from the list, and it's going to clear the chat history and the file. Like all of that happened right at the end of the call.
Can that do the same thing for the channels as well, Jeff?
No, the channels. Well, it depends what kind of channel.
And our the channels that we created. So like
if it's these channels, no. This history is always available to all of these people. If you create, as I think you guys frequently do, a new meeting and you start a meeting now, this does create a channel. This you can erase all of later.
hey Ty, which channel do you use right now? Is it the
No,
CSU
each CSU has their own channel. So if they are using that channel, I've seen some where some of the forms have been left in there and no one deleted them, and I had to go in there and just remove them.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah.
So you need, if I'm hearing, you need, like, say, for example, this channel is used by a lot of people. There might be a lot of stuff. Yeah, there is. There's a lot of stuff in here. You need a way to quickly clear all of this stuff out.
Yeah, somewhere where it just lets them know that, hey, you're about to exit the meeting. Do you want to, same thing for the video intake app. Do you want to erase or delete all your files and chat message? Because there's no reason for them to save that. I can see if they was doing a direct message one-on-one, where you may want to, because you keep meeting with that person. But for the channel piece of it, they're just doing an intake and.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just go in there and delete it.
Okay. Let me take that back to the team. So, because the way that we use it internally, like cool team channel, this is where we talk amongst ourselves.
Right.
This is important for us internally to be able to, like that right there. He said that when maybe not everyone was here. And when I log in, I want to review, like, hey, what happened while I was gone? But I hear what you're saying, that this is not applicable to everyone. It's not applicable to your organization. So you would need a way to not have that. I wonder if we should have some channels that are permanent and some that are temporary. I wonder. I don't know. We'll think about it.
Yeah, whatever you can come up with where it just reminds, or even just remind staff to just don't forget to delete your files and your chat message.
Right.
Yeah, if we could do something similar to the app, that would be great, because there's confidential information that sometimes we don't, stays on there. And like Ty said, he had to go and delete stuff. So
Right. Okay. Good to know. Good feedback. Yeah.
I think with the app, so right here where Jeff's at, when the call starts and it ends, they're prompted quickly to say, hey, do you want to end the session now? Like if it's really done, go ahead and delete everything. Before you even go on to the next anything. So once he clicks end call here, on the left side, the intake officer just saw that pop up. They have to hit yes, and that will delete everything.
Well, conveniently, they don't have to.
No,
sorry.
The reason why the reason why we left it open so they can decide that is if what if they wanted to drop out and come back, right?
Yeah, well, or more than that, what if, okay, we are done talking. Like my call is over, but wait, there was something in the files that I need to go download. So I don't want to delete all quite yet. So I press no, and we're still here. So I can still access my messages. I can still access my files. I'm not done until I am done. Then I click overview as I always have. I click end session as I always have. I click yes. And now that just wiped everything.
I wonder
So we
too
gave
if
that prompt at the end of the video call because that's probably when most people will click yes. That's like a helpful reminder, but it's a prompt. It's not a guarantee. Like I said, just in case they want to go back.
Hey, Ty, Amanda, maybe I want to think of a potential solution. What if we look at like it checks after 24 hours at the beginning of a session to close it and delete all files if it's still sitting there? Because you would think once the session's created, the session should have been done by now. So in terms of cleanup, and somebody didn't end the session, maybe we force it after a duration of time.
I think that's good because sometimes I have to go back in and end the sessions and delete files, and I'm sure Ty's had to do the same too.
Yeah.
Well, I hadn't seen too many of them in there in the intake app. It's mostly the
So what about the channels though?
the channels, because that's
What
the
if the
one that
channel
I see a
automatically
lot.
cleared every 24 hours?
Well, the only thing is that, say, like if they, the only reason why they would use the channels is if they couldn't get there was a problem with the intake app. That would,
okay.
they would
Right.
go to that, elimination process, channel, then quick meeting and stuff like that. So usually when I check the intake app, is usually that session has ended, and usually there's no files in there. But some who use the channels, they leave their files in there, and sometimes their chat messages as well. And so if they did an intake for Norfolk and someone's coming behind them after 8 hours, then they'll see that as well. So
Yeah.
that's why I was saying that. So the 24-hour wouldn't work. I mean, if you can't do it,
No, we certainly can. I'm trying to figure out the
it's something
best
to
way to do
prompt
it.
the person,
Yeah.
prompt us to let us know that after we end the call, something just pops up to, remind you to end your, close, delete your files and your chat message.
Jeff,
Right,
if we
right.
retool the pop-up that just happened here and put it in channels as well, that could be helpful.
Yeah.
Along with the 24-hour kind of clear out.
Absolutely.
Then at least they can be told to don't forget to delete them now.
Right. And we could certainly configure that on a per organization basis. Like that's something that you guys want. So like enable it, but like put it in the admin panel someplace in case everyone doesn't want it.
Oh,
disable.
that brings up a good point.
Yeah.
Because this could be, Jeff, this could be how we said like style or a type of channel. Amanda, Ty, we're planning on doing types of channels where there could be a file only, chat only, maybe it's an audio only channel.
Right.
Or
So
one that's
far,
totally
we've got
open.
these. So far, to indicate what he's talking about, like this channel has a little public. So that's not public. It's not to the world. This is public to everybody within VIA3. We can all access this. This lock, you can only get here if you are one of these invited people. So to Craig's point, we could have more than just two. Like one is, files only, one is audio only. We could have one that like is, 24-hour auto delete. We could have one that is end of session auto delete. Like that could always be specified at the channel level. Like when I create a new channel, I could set rules such as these here. And
so it'll be treated as whatever style you choose. So I think I think that would be a perfect example of utilizing this for VDJJ. So yeah.
Well, I think it may create too much confusion when you have like, okay, which one am I going into?
Well, we could do it at the organization level. We could in the back end specify VDJJ channels automatically are always, temporary file channels. And that would satiate your needs, I think, automatically, right?
I don't want to confuse law enforcement and staff.
Okay.
If they have to choose which one to go into.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
because they may complain about that. Well, which one am I supposed to go into? And then law officers got to choose. Well, am I going audio
fair
file?
Yeah.
And then they're in the wrong channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they're calling saying it doesn't work.
Okay, fair point. All right, yeah. So the prompt at the end is probably the best way to handle it, though. Get to that little pop-up that says, like, you left files. Do you want to delete those? And then they just click yes. Okay, we could do that.
Even something also that includes that at 24 hours, something that notifies us to say, hey,
definitely do a
there's
24-hour auto delete.
Yeah, there's some files left in channel CSU 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, we can implement that kind of stuff.
Okay.
All right. So I think we went through pretty much a lot of content. Again, a lot of the stuff, thankfully, is just really just telling them now. Just click on the badge icon or the officer icon on the left, and everything else is pretty much the same. We didn't show the create meeting part.
We could.
You want to just create a meeting here real quick, Jeff? And it still acts as the events like we create. So if he clicks on new meeting, you can either create one that starts right this second and you start inviting people, or you can schedule it. So it's the same as creating an ad hoc meeting. If you did go ahead and do a start now for the moment, and then leave it open. So it does launch it. It starts off basically with the invite part. So you can choose to send an email, send an SMS, you send the invites and it goes out, right? So that's sent. And then it tracks who were your invitees. So you can see Jeff was invited by his phone. If you decided to remove him, just remove him. So that's by email and by SMS, your files, your chat. And then you just click to start the call or join the call. It's live conversation on the left. And that'll push everything to the right. So you can still access your chat on the right for the group chat in the meeting. You could still look at your direct messages on the left side, your faxes. You have access to everything from this call now.
Nice.
And, so if you drop out of the call, you're still in the meeting. You're just only here with the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your chat still opens up on the top here. So that list just stays and it continues, and they can be in the video call. You can be outside of the video call, but still in.
Hey, Craig, do y'all have like a user-friendly way where somebody can, before they join the meeting, test their audio, make sure they have sound and they can hear sound?
No, but we should.
It's
they
there.
have so many issues with audio that I always see on the log. I had to use the speakerphone, and they don't know how to,
Okay, absolutely.
Is there a way that we could do
Yes.
that where they just click on here and they can test their sound before they even start the meeting?
Absolutely.
So it's interesting because we did. There was a decision to just take somebody right into the call, and then you can of course select your devices afterwards. But that prompt is available for us to bring in. Not just that, but it actually shows like your image and then your volume. It shows that your microphone's working. Like just a tester first, right?
Yeah.
So that's definitely in there. Nice pick. And so we can definitely work on bringing that up. So before they even join the call.
Prompt them.
It might be nice to access this pop-up from here. So maybe you've got these two, and then maybe also the gear.
All right, so test before call, and then you mentioned that sometimes they have to hop over to speakerphone.
Yeah.
We're working on Conference Bridge implementation too. So if somebody has an issue with their microphone and whatever, we're eventually going to be putting in a phone number that they can dial into.
Okay, that'd be great.
instead of having to pick up the phone. So that's coming.
And then the last thing I have, Amanda said something about you all are working on when we send a fax that it tracks the progress, so it tells you how many pages have been sent.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about that too, because we do have
I
that.
haven't heard that. Okay.
Yeah, because
So
we do have
like,
that data. So Jeff, on the back end, we have the data where it says 1 of 2 was sent, 2 of 3 was sent.
okay.
And if we present that here as like a status, then at least they would know. Okay, are we like?
Got it. Because right
Are we not
now
moving
it'll just
here?
display pending.
Right. If it's just saying sending, it could be a 16, 18
Right.
page document, which happened last week. Yeah. So yes, that is something that we were working on, and we put in to add that detail. Very helpful stuff. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, because right now it's going to say, it will eventually. Well, that's going to fail because I just entered my cell phone number. So my phone's gonna ring in a second, and it's gonna be a fax machine. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's gonna say pending, and if it's a 16-page file, it's gonna say pending for a long time.
Right.
But if it's like 1 of, 2 of, 3 of, then you like really know, like, oh, it's working.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I like it. All right, yeah, we'll make that happen.
Yep. So let me think. Oh, let's go back to the home, Jeff. We were showing the when a meeting is created, right? You're going to also see that there's something in progress. So technically, it just started, and it is. You see at the top it's in progress. If it's scheduled, it's not going to say in progress, but it'll be in this list here. So he can create just as before, give it a name, and you can even schedule meetings in channels too now.
Oh yeah, let's show you how that works. It's interesting.
Yeah. All right, so date, time, length.
Yeah, so that's later, 10 p.m. I scheduled that way too late, but like at 10 p.m., the in progress bar will appear up here. So in channel meetings, I personally think are pretty great. So again, remember the Cool Team channel is where we get together every day and we talk. So it might be nice to schedule a meeting for 11:30 a.m. and call it bug review and feature testing, right? And put that in the Cool Team channel, right? And
just create it to start. So he chose.
So bug review and feature testing now exists here. And if I click on it, I will get taken to Cool Team channel. Also, if I don't look at this, I'm just a member of Cool Team channel. And every day I just wake up and I log in and I join my channel. As soon as I get to my channel and I see my chat, I can also see, oh, look at that. We're reviewing bugs in like an hour right here in this channel. And then at 11:30, I can click this and it will take me into the meeting, which is here in the channel. And we will just talk about, oh, hey, there's my colleague Chuck. Yeah.
So that was part of. So if you had like CSU for, scheduling, even if they did like hey, we need to go to our channel at 4:00 today, you can schedule the event in the channel itself, not just an outside event like that. So
so I can click this and it functions as you're used to. It takes me to the conversation, but it also functions like we said. You can get to it from here, which I think is pretty neat.
Yeah. So again, some things you guys may not use. Over time, you may find a use for these things. Every time that we do some new features or updates and stuff like that, there's going to be some messages coming out to clients, kind of giving the heads up of what's coming. And then we'll probably be able to give you guys some demos way before they're released, kind of thing, just like we're doing now, and to get your feedback. So for the most part, it's all ready. We have this already in test, like we said. The guys are ready to push this out live. They were hoping to do this within the next week or so. So just wanted to get your guys' feel for your level of confidence that if this was brought up a week from now, would that be enough time to say, here's some screenshots, here's kind of what it's going to look now. This is the only icon you have to click when you sign in. What kind
I
of
think
time
it's
do you
pretty simple. I mean,
Yeah.
if you can't walk officers through how to click on a icon on the bottom left, there's issues. But I mean, it's pretty standard to what we're looking at normally. Just everything's kind of flipped on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can send some screenshots, pointing out, what they need to do.
Yeah, we can do that
for the video intake staff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the officers, all the officers need to do, and also what we need to do, explain to what the officers need to click on.
Yeah, it's
when
just
they
click
log
on the.
in.
Yeah, we'll tell them with pictures. Click on the officer icon. Enter their name like before begin session.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the same.
Okay.
The upcoming events, is it still the same? We delete them the same way?
Yep, same. So go ahead and go back.
Yes. Here, let's go back to me. So
Yeah.
it deletes, and it's that same two-step delete. So these 3 dots, and also these 3 dots, and also these 3 dots, is how you do a lot. So you click these 3 dots, and I can cancel the meeting, and now the meeting will show as a canceled meeting.
Right.
And then if you don't want to be bothered looking at it anymore, you can click remove meeting.
Okay. Good.
And then so this right here, I hadn't invited anyone, but if I do invite someone, all right, so that just went out. Interestingly, jeff.jamison@gmail.com is my actual email, and it is currently linked to NDIA admin, another account I'm working on right now. Nevertheless, let's just pretend. That is very valid. This account used that email address, and we're all a member of the VIA3 organization. So if you enter an email of one of your employees, it will know who it is. Anyway, point is, so now this meeting, the meeting which is called later, it has an invitee now. If I were to cancel the later meeting, I will be asked, do you want to let everyone know? I probably should let other people know that I just canceled the meeting. So now an email just went out to that person that said, hey, that meeting you were invited to, like, it was canceled.
Yep.
And Craig, you said that I'll be able to change my email address back to my original email.
Absolutely. Yeah. Then we'll change it back to your natural email, and then you can look at those notifications and change specifically what you'd rather receive and not receive. So
okay.
That way you're not getting blown up with all those messages like before.
Right. Okay. So when I'll be able to do that?
As soon as this is updated, I would have you do it right then. So as soon as this goes live, same day.
All right. Sounds good.
One more thing I want to mention before we're pretty much wrapped up is
scheduling.
No, not even that one. It has to do with live stream. We have an event going on in Oregon with an organization that does digital inclusion work, and they're going to be live streaming to a couple hundred people. So we built them a custom streaming app, which uses the same interface. So you see down here at the bottom, we have an event called Net Inclusion. If he clicks on that, it's actually like a registration page. So people who come here, if they're a speaker, they can sign in as a user and manage the calls and stuff. But if they're a guest, they just put their name in and email address, kind of like a self-registration. So he'll do that here. And they'll enter the conference. They're going to say this. They're going to see basically the same layout, but the difference is they're going to have access to all the live stream events on the left side, and channels that are specific to like breakout rooms. So when it says in progress on the left side, I think 1 or 2 of us is going to be going out there next month just to physically help. But they're going to have a conference with a camera focusing on speakers, and participants can come here, jump right into there, and watch the live stream.
Can you send me what type of camera and microphone, what setup they have?
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's going to be hardcore. Yes, we will get it to you, but it's like this videography team. They're setting up like, I don't even know, like
they're doing everything from
cameras.
Yeah, they're doing mixers, they're doing cameras, they're doing wireless mics. it's a good event.
Yeah.
And then just going to port this into our live stream.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then I don't know how many people on the call have seen over here. For the purpose of this event, we have totally faked the My Alerts column. Instead of these alerts being, videography team has joined your organization, instead of it being like you were invited to a meeting, instead of My Alerts being what My Alerts usually are, we've stuffed links in here. This will take you to NDIA. They are the people whose organization, they are the presenters.
Right.
So this will take you to their website. This will take you to our website. And this will take you to Twitter, where you can learn more about this event. We can populate this with whatever we want. And again, for the purpose of this event, that's what we've done over here.
Yeah, and each conference room, we're planning on putting their sponsors for these sessions. We may end up putting links to their logos and showing who's sponsored this particular talk or something like that. So I just wanted to get you guys know, because I know there's been some training videos or sessions that we've done before in the past. It still takes about 20 plus seconds or so in there of a delay because it has to stream out. But we can disable chat, we can enable chat. It all comes really clear. It's accessible from phones to tablets, whatever you name it, because it's all browser based.
So this right here, I logged in as a viewer. Remember, I just punched in any name and any email, whatever. If I don't punch in any name and any email, if I instead put a registered name at the login, now I'm an admin of this organization. I have much more power. I can see that, not the little marketing links. I can create a new meeting. I can really do stuff here because I'm an admin. And one of the things that I can do
is he's controlling the event.
Fire up this live conversation, and there will be right there a streaming button. So if I press that button now, well, first I would enable my camera and my microphone, and I would be, live. And once I'm live, I hit this. This would send out my feed to everybody who is also inside the ballroom. And everybody inside the ballroom may very well be 100 or so people. From the other side, if I don't enter, remember I entered my username, I entered my password, I was recognized. If I'm not recognized, just randomly someone, then when I go into the ballroom, I do not have the ability to broadcast. If I click on view live event, the only thing I can do is just watch what's happening, which is currently nothing. But remember, I can't transmit because of course I can't. I did not enter a username and password. I'm a total stranger now. So I will just wait until an event is underway. Notice none of these are in progress. If they were, it would say in progress. And if I clicked on the event, then it would fire it up and I could watch the event.
Okay.
All right. I think for the most part, outside of the admin side, we're still working on cleaning it up a bit. And that's going to continue to give you access to managing all the projects in VDJJ, all the channels. You'll be able to add, remove people from the dashboard. So you'll still have all that control.
This has not changed yet. This will be very familiar, very identical, very everything you've ever seen. We will someday.
So we can now remove people from the.
This?
Yeah, you'll be able to manage your own channels and projects inside of the organization. So then you'll be able to directly go in and manage them yourself.
Yeah. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, I'm currently logged in as the aforementioned viewer. This is a total
that's why you don't have
access. Of course, here I have no access to anything. But if I were logged in as me, in fact, let's do that. Let's find out. Let's come back in as my full account. I can still access the admin panel, same as always. This is absolutely identical to everything.
You have to sign. You're still signed in. You have to sign out on the top right.
Oh, my bad.
On the admin, remember it's a different portal.
Yep, my bad. Sorry. The point up there it is. Okay. The point is this should be everything you have ever seen before. Nothing here has changed yet. It will. We will someday make this look like the new fancy. But for the time being, this should be extremely recognizable. No appearance has changed. No functionality has changed. Oh, well, organization manager, you don't see this. You shouldn't see this. I see this because I work here. It'll
get the grand update. It'll get the grand update. They're already working on it right now. But it'll probably take us about a month to really clean it up and get it out there. But the good thing is nobody else sees it other than ourselves, me, you, and Amanda.
Right. Well, you guys would see this. If you went to Project Manager and you went to VDJJ, you would see VDJJ stuff. I have this drop-down list because, you know, obviously I need to access Heart of VITA. You don't.
Yeah, so Ty, on your side, you would see all the projects here. You can see the channels on the right. If you click on, let's say, I don't know, the DMs, there's one that has 478 channels, but you'd be able to go
that's because it's 478 direct messages between.
Exactly, that's Cody. Oh, it's direct message. My bad.
Yeah.
So it could be any of those projects. If you open a channel, you can manage who the managers are, who has access to them, and remove them. So see here, if you found one, of course this isn't the perfect example, but let's just say that this is CSU4. If you click Manage Users on the far right, this is where you can add or remove people.
But I'm not Ben, so I can't do that.
You're not in. Yeah, exactly. Yep. All right, so I want to open it up to some questions. Anybody? I think, like I said, we're pretty much ready. It's up to you guys if it's okay for us to plan this over the next week to push, but we'll get you the screenshots.
Yeah, that sounds good. What do you think, Amanda?
Yeah, I think it's, I mean, as long as y'all are ready, it's pretty simple enough to train the staff on, so.
Yeah, and we'll also want to take a look too, because do you guys still have people on the desktop app, or have you decided to make them uninstall that?
Amanda was going to just check with Norfolk and Hampton PD just to make sure that they are using Google Chrome. Okay. And then, but we've already advised staff not to use the desktop app, not to log into that.
Yeah, because soon after we're going to have desktop and mobile apps, so we'll give you guys options to download those at some point, which will be improved upon the older one. But for right now, since they're all on Chrome, it's probably best just to keep them off the desktop app.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, we're ready. We want to get this out. There's no changes you guys have to make. We use all the same ports and IP addresses. IP addresses, as we make things like the live stream and stuff, those may require some like changes, but you know, we'll always keep you guys updated on the list if anything needs that, so that way you guys can just send it out and say, hey, don't forget, please update.
Everything looks great. Craig, do you have that detail?
I'm working on it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I want to get that to Philip as soon as I can.
Yep, I want to get that to you too.
That's all I have. I'm gonna get up out of here.
All right.
Before the weather gets too bad.
Yeah, looks good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
you so much.
Yeah, did a great job.
Quick question, I guess, to either of you. We usually roll this stuff out on the weekends, and we usually do it on the weekends, partly because it benefits your schedule, and also because it only requires about 2 of our team who are willing to work on weekends. We want all hands on deck for this one. This is going to be a big rollout. We expect it to take 3 hours, and we want to do it when everyone is available, but also when we're not stepping on when you guys need it. So what I'm trying to get at here is, what is a good midweek, midday time that we can work that you will not be affected?
I would think it's Sunday. Wouldn't you think, Ty?
Yeah, Sunday between 8 and 4.
8 and 4, yeah. That's probably the most downtime.
Yeah.
So in that way, we can plan to have backup in case we have intakes that need to be done. We can do the templates and stuff, or I mean, we can do
but if we
Google Meet and stuff, so it's fine.
If we wanted to do it on, say, a Monday through Friday. Is that acceptable? Is there
think that's
a
what he was asking.
reasonable day, or does it have to be Sunday?
No, it doesn't have to be. We just need to let the CSUs know who are planning on using it not to use it during these hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll give
Monday
them a heads
ideally
up.
would be the best. Monday. or
Okay. So
Tuesday.
if hypothetically we did Monday the 24th, what's a good time that if we tell them not to use it, it's not even a problem. They weren't going to be using it then anyway.
It doesn't matter what time, as long as it's you all let us know that that's going to be the date and what
I'm assuming
time.
earlier
and then we'll let them-
morning is better than evening.
Yeah.
All right.
And that
All right.
way we can let them know not
All
to
right.
plan
Perfect.
on
I'm not saying anything right now, but I'm predicting a Monday morning. We'll let you know.
If it's confirmed.
And it doesn't matter if it's Monday through Friday, Jeff, as long as we let them know that it's not going to be available during that time.
All right.
It helps us out doing after hours because it'll be back up by 4 p.m.
Right.
Got it. Good to know. All right.
All right. Well, be safe.
We will absolutely let you know. Thank you very much.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
Have a
guys.
great one.
You too.
Thanks,
And
guys.
thanks for the presentation. Everything looks great.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.